Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, directed by Wes Ball. This is the newest addition to the Ape franchise. Did I like it? Did I enjoy it? This was on my most anticipated list, so was I right? Was I wrong? Here we go. There will be spoilers for this video, so if you have not seen the movie, do click off, go watch the movie, and then make sure you come back on to see, you know, if we're on the same board with things. So starting off on plot, this film here in terms of plot, it's good. It's solid. It's refreshing. I think what they're doing with this franchise is a nice step, a nice, I guess, have a nice send off to the last one while still keeping things and elements from the last film really relevant and useful for the next, I guess, trilogy or whatever they're going to do with this franchise. The film does start off at Caesar's funeral, which is actually really sad. We see Caesar dead, surrounded by all the other apes. They burn him, and it's a really sad moment. It's like a real shot to the heart, like, yeah, we've just killed off the last trilogy, and now let's move forward to many generations later, where we are picked up with our new ape group. We have Noah, who is the lead ape, who's like our Caesar for this movie. We have Suna, who is like, I believe, the love interest to Noah. Then we have Anya, who plays, I guess, like the silly little goofy little ape. And they are on the little mission to collect eagle eggs. Now we see them collect the little eggs, and then they go back to their horses, only for the horses to be tampered with. And they're like, nah, something's going on. And that's when we get our first realization that humans, which are called echoes to this ape tribe, have been lurking around. They go back to their clan, which are called the Eagle Clan, due to the fact that they use eagles to be like their pets / weapons and help, I guess, a lot, which is really cool to see. These apes have these little eagles on their hand, like walking around like, what are you doing, little eagle, like, ah! Now his father is actually the leader of the clan as well, so he does play a pretty important role to the film, being the leader's son. You know, he does have this, I guess, figure to represent. Now, there's a group of apes that go out to go investigate after they realize that there was blood on the blanket of one of the apes. So they're like, yeah, there's an echo around, which is the human. So they send out a group of apes like, see you later, go find that human. And then they have little nap times. Now, while they're sleeping, Noah goes out to investigate because he's like, nah, I want to go find out what's going on for myself. So goes for a little walk, and then he hears a little rustling. So he goes into like this little, I'm going to say it's like their storage for where they keep all the fish and stuff, and the human actually shoves Noah, crushing his little eagle egg, which is kind of sad. Like, he's like, you know, he's lost his egg. Now the human then runs away, and Noah kind of chases after her, only to find out that the group of apes that they sent away were killed by another clan of apes who, I guess, are a little bit more evolved. They know what a human is. They don't call them Echo. And yeah, it's pretty crazy. Then, using one of the apes' horses, they travel back to the Eagle Clan, and they find the rest of the apes there, and they kind of round them up and attack him, killing the leader, which is really sad after we see Noah try to protect his dad for so long, and then he gets killed. Now, Noah actually presumed dead. He wakes up and realizes that everyone is gone. There's nothing around him. Then he goes on an adventure to try to find his clan. Now, on this adventure, he comes in contact with an orangutan who's kind of like the Maurice of this franchise. His name is Rucker. Now, Rucker actually does praise for Caesar, but in a different way compared to what the evil apes, I guess you can say, praise. Now, they all pray to Caesar, which is really cool. I really enjoy how Caesar's role in this film is still dominant, and that he's this godlike figure now, which is so cool to me. Noah learns a lot about this Caesar and his ways of being an ape, that how the ape lives side by side with human, and you're not supposed to kill an ape, and all the rest of it, where the other evil apes, they just want to kill, they just want power, they want to control. Now, the human, whose name's May, actually comes back in contact with Noah, and together with Rucker, they go and try to find the rest of the clan. Now, in the middle part of the film, we do see Rucker kind of display his ways of being an ape towards Noah in his ways of Caesar, as well as seeing a bunch of other humans who aren't as evolved as what May is. Eventually they make it to a bridge, and they get trapped and cornered by the evil apes, and this is where we sadly lose Rucker, which, that was kind of sad to see him, like, you know, he's holding on, and then he just went in the water. But before he died, he said, "Apes strong together." Like, he said the line, like, it was sad, and it was like, "Aw, Rocky." But then we get taken to the kingdom of the apes. We see a bunch of different ape clans all come together under the control of Proximus Caesar, who is a believer in Caesar's ways, except the words are twisted in what he really wants to do. He wants to take control and ensure that humans never had the ability to take control of what apes were. Now, Proximus Caesar believes that May can open this gate, which they've been trying to open for a few months now, which he believes has a lot of ways that can help the apes become to this powerful figure. Eventually, Noah, Sunya, Anya, and May all get inside the base, only for the realization that there's actually weapons, government tech, and a bunch of other stuff in there. Now, we do see May actually grab some sort of card type thing, which I'm like, what is that? What is that? And we do see Noah actually find a book about apes and the ABC, and it's really cool to see them just explore more than what they actually thought they knew. Now, eventually they open up the gate and Proximus Caesar is waiting out the front, only for him to hold one of the apes hostage and for May to use a gun and show the other apes how powerful this gun is. And now they've all had a look and a taste for this gun, they all want it. So they're trying to like say, is there more of them in there? And then she's like, no. And then all of a sudden, she blows up the bridge, flooding that whole area out. We see a bunch of the apes escape, and we see Proximus Caesar also escape as well. We then have our final showdown between Proximus Caesar and Noah, resulting in the eagles actually pushing Proximus Caesar off the edge, killing him. I hope he's not dead. I really don't hope he's dead, but we do see him fall to his death. The movie then ends with Noah becoming the leader of the Eagle clan, with his knowledge now more powerful than ever, living up to Caesar's ways now of what they originally are supposed to be. And we see that May is actually working with what seems to be some government tech corporation, which for me, I got excited because I know in the original movies, I think there's time travel or space involved, and they are setting that up. By the looks of it, they are setting this up. So then the movie ends with May and Noah both looking up to the sky, and I'm like, you're just hinting at a space movie happening here with Planet of the Apes going to space or something. So I'm keen to see where they're going with the franchise. That's the plot of the film. It is interesting and it is a nice direction of where they're going with this franchise. Now, in terms of acting, we can't really comment too much on this because at the end of the day, it is just a bunch of motion capture, CGI, and just people voicing the apes. But Freya Allen does play May. She does an okay job. It's nothing Oscar worthy. Her performance is what it needs to be at. William H. Macy is actually in this as well, named the Trevathan, who is a more experienced human as well. Now, as soon as he came on, I'm like, who in the Frank Gallagher? And apart from that, we have Owen Tegan, who's voicing our new leader of this film, Noah, and Kevin Durant as Proximus Caesar. Oh, his voice fit that role so good. Like, I loved it. Not to mention Peter McCune as Raka as well. Phenomenal. Now, the pacing of this film, I know a lot of people are either going to find it slow, but it kind of gave you a chance to enjoy what you were looking at and the world that they were building, because this was a stunning movie. Visually, it looked absolutely insane. Just the way they have built this world up, it was worth kind of those slow moments to take it all in my opinion anyway. So all in all, for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, I like it. I think it's a strong entry into what they're doing for this franchise. I think it's got a lot of potential in it. I am a little bit disappointed that they did kind of get rid of Proximus Caesar. I do hope they do bring him back, because his motive and I guess what he was doing in this film, to me, he was right. He was right. And even Noah at the end said he was right about certain things, how apes can't go back to the way they were before, living under the human control or side by side. They need to take over this world. And I think his role was amazing. And I was disappointed that we didn't get too much time with him, but when he did show up, it was worth it. For Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, I'm giving this one a 7.5 out of 10. Very strong film into this franchise and the way they're going. I do hope that the next film will focus on that space or time travel element. So let me know, did you guys like the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes? Did you see it? What would you give it out of 10? And apart from that, be kind, love one another, and I'll catch you in the next one. Ciao.